This is Sam from Uniondale, and you are tuning in to another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. Caitlin Clark, unexpectedly, not by any fault of her own, has become the face of the WNBA. And it doesn't look like her colleagues are a fan of that. Let's analyze. So Caitlin Clark, what was it, last weekend? She was a victim of a vicious, flagrant foul by one Chennedy Carter of the Chicago Sky. I didn't speak about this because I just wanted to, let it marinate a little bit and see what, this was last Saturday. And I was a little surprised, but not really. And here's why. Caitlin Clark coming in, she was she did her thing in college. She didn't win the championship. What was she? She played for Iowa. But I think when she played in the last year in the national title game, I think the thing that made me say, this could be a problem, was when Dawn Staley called Caitlin Clark one of our GOATs. I said, that's not gonna go over well with the likes of Diana Taurasi, who's a vet, and she made statements about the young class coming in that they're gonna realize that this is not a cakewalk. And when I saw what happened to Caitlin Clark Saturday, I mean this footage was everywhere. Chennedy Carter. Basically, I mean, there was no basketball play there. There was no basketball play. When I saw that, I was like, what is this? Karate Kid? Sweep the leg? I mean, she wasn't hurt, but it was just like, what was this? Sato in Karate Kid 2? Send message. I'm like, what is going on? She's sitting at the line. Now, obviously, remember, I always tell you there's always two sides to the story. The accused, accuser, and the accused, and then you also have the truth. And supposedly, Caitlin Clark elbowed Carter a play before that, or a previous play before that. So I guess that's what caused this to happen. But I think coming in, the WNBA was just like, you know what? Who does this girl think she is? And this is how I feel they look at her. Who does she think she is? I mean, and I get it. I've heard people say she's nothing but a glorified 3-point shooter. Okay. I mean, I can see that too. I've said it, and I had this debate. I felt that she's going to have to work on her game. I feel that when you press her, you can cause her to turn the ball over. I get it. But here's the deal, WNBA players, each and every one of you. Caitlin Clark, in the 28 years of your existence, has helped to put you on the map, rather. And all these players want to do is knock her on the mat and beat her up. You guys are looking at this all wrong, ladies. WNBA players, you need to say thank you that a player like Caitlin Clark came into the fold. Thank you that she's putting eyeballs on the WNBA. Now, I saw Monica McNutt, get at Stephen A. earlier this week, and she said you could have been covering and speaking about the W 3 years ago. Here's the deal, Monica McNutt, and I'm a big fan of hers. I love her story. She covers the New York Knicks. Great work. But this is what a lot of WNBA analysts and players are not getting. If you look at the history of the WNBA, they had people like Lisa Leslie, two-time champion. Cynthia Cooper, do y'all remember her? Two-time MVP, 4 consecutive championships. Her, Cheryl Swoops was on that team. And a person who I believe could be goated and could be, if she didn't leave, I think she's forgotten, but she is a monster, and she is a player that everybody forgot about. Maya Moore, 4-time champion in 8 years. 4-time champion in 8 years, 1 MVP. And then obviously, one of my favorites, Diana Taurasi. She's a competitor of the highest level. 1 MVP, but she has 3 championships. Sue Bird, 4 championships. Candace Parker, 2-time MVP, 3-time champion, just walked away recently. Now, I say all of this to say what? They've had a few people. The WNBA has had a few people. And if Cynthia Cooper couldn't get the eyeballs on the game, by the way, the Comets, who she played for, no longer exist. Okay? The WNBA had issues. The New York Liberty, they were owned by James Dolan. They were not making money. So he let the team go, and they went to play in Brooklyn. The WNBA players and all these women who were like, well, there were players before. There were players before. Yeah, but they were not bringing the eyeballs to the game. And Teresa Weatherspoon, who coaches the Sky, should know that. I don't know if Teaspoon go send a message, but even she, I mean, come on, man. These women are not, they should be, listen, my bad. Caitlin Clark, thank you. That's what they should say. And Caitlin Clark, to me, this one's for you. What I saw Saturday is a big bully, okay? What Carter did was foul. That was messed up. And the thing is, I give Caitlin Clark much respect because she showed leadership. She didn't ask to be the face of the WNBA. She didn't. And she didn't ask for all the, the hate and shade she's catching because of all the endorsements. But she came out today and said they asked her if she thought that Carter owed her an apology for the foul. She said no. That's what she said, no. Basketball's competitive. I get it. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. It happens to me multiple times throughout the course of my career. She said it happened to me. Sorry. People are competitive. Listen, I applaud Caitlin Clark for what she said. At the end of the day, she didn't ask to be the face of your league, ladies. But you guys are looking at it wrong. You guys should say, look, she's a rookie, but this is what y'all needed. You guys needed someone like her to put you on the map. Like I said, I went over some of the great players that you guys have had in your 28-year history, and it didn't work. So rock with her, ladies. Rock with Caitlin Clark because she's putting y'all on the map. She's putting your game on the map. Now, we stay with basketball. And I was shocked by game 1 of the NBA Finals. We waited all those days only to watch the Mavericks lay an egg and look horrible. They looked horrible. And then I called for the Mavericks to win one of these games, so we'll see what happens on Sunday. But then I'm like, I made the video of Kyrie and how he was playing, but then it dawned on me. Kyrie Irving has not played well against the Boston Celtics in the last few years. He's 0-11 against them, and he last won against them June 1st of 2021, and that includes the playoffs. So what did I say again? I said Mavericks in 6. Let me see what happens on Sunday. I want to see what adjustments Kyrie makes, because Luka came to play. Luka Doncic came to play. I told y'all he was not going to be afraid. 30 points, 10 rebounds, and Jaylen Brown had 22 points. But the X factor, and a guy who was definitely like, oh, I'm coming for y'all, and Kristaps Porzingis. He has been waiting for his opportunity to make it to a finals. And I got to give KP much respect. In 21 minutes, he was 8 for 13 field goal wise, and he dropped 20 on the Mavericks. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Is the series over? Of course not. But Kyrie Irving better get it together. I mean, because Luka's going to need his help. And not only that, but the guys that I thought would help to contribute in for Dallas didn't play. I mean, didn't come to play. I thought that I was going to see something from a PJ Washington, and I didn't see what I thought what I was going to see in 36 minutes. 14 points, but he was a minus 15. I mean, this team looked awful. Now, I said another person who would be, I thought I was going to expect to see is a Tim Hardaway Jr., a guy who has experience in this league. I'm surprised Jason Kidd is not playing him. And I understand Jones Jr. he plays defense and all, but Hardaway can go nuts and give you a 30-piece easily. Jason Kidd's going to have to go back to the drawing board, but Dallas Maverick fans, not to fret, not to worry, because Dallas did lose to the Clippers. Game 1, they lost to Oklahoma City, and they came back, and I get it. This is a different Celtics team. If the Mavericks don't get it together and they lose tomorrow, they lose Sunday, I think it's a wrap. I think they could. I mean, and I get it. You said they were going to win in 6. Listen, I told you. I want to see what happens in game 1. Depends how they lose, if they lose tomorrow. But Dallas better get it together. Jason Kidd better go back to the drawing board. That's what I'm calling for. That is what I am calling for. Now it's that time. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson told us they were going to reconvene on June 7th, and they did. It's been announced that the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will go down a few days before Thanksgiving, November 15th. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Folks, I'm on Facebook at SamIAnalyze, on Instagram at SamIAnalyze, on the platform formerly known as Le Twitter, at SamIAnalyze. Please like, subscribe, share, and you see that notification bell to the right, please click onto that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.